this is a study of music listening practice in India and what kind of dichotomy exists in rural and urban India. So I have selected the most modern, you can say, the means globalized township, that is New Delhi, that is the capital of India. And another one is one of the most backward areas of India, that is near about 750 kilometers far from New Delhi. And it is all surrounded, one district of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is the province there. And it is surrounded by all backward, most backward, according to census list and according to the survey that has been declared backward areas, and mostly it is inhabited by tribals. So tribals and other people, the income is very low in that area. That was also the criteria. And what kind of differences exist there, that I wanted to know here. Yeah. Yeah. So it was gradually, it was observed that globalization, the cultural globalization is also occurring in India. There is the government adopted a policy after 93, India government, and after that the globalization, the pace of globalization was very fast, and as a result there was cultural globalization also. So it made an impact upon the listening practice also. So the New Delhi type cities, they are all cosmopolitan, and it was observed, the survey not the in-depth interview was conducted among youth only. So it was observed the most of the youth, they means their listening practice is more or less like other part of the world, but there was a vast difference in other area. You see, I have said that it is there is a creeping, the mass culture is creeping. Mass culture, that was the term was given by some scholars, like I don't know. So mass culture is being observed, and gradually what is happening in other part of India. Okay, it has come. Okay.
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 Yeah.
You see. Just I am in the first slide. I am giving you a glimpse of the music, folk music, a small footage. Yeah. Yeah. This is folk music of a specific area where I have conducted my study, and India has a lot of diversity, means a lot of languages and dialects are there. So this is called Bhojpuri dialect, and in this song the singer is asking the bird, the small bird, where that bird is hidden. So next comes to the demography of India. The income, urban-rural divide exists there too much. So, and this is the divide because of the difference in. You see, I would like to tell you one thing, that in India, after when we started development after independence, first of all it was a colony of Britain, and we got independence in 1947. Then we started our development there, but development pattern was that there was a lot of divide, and there was a lot of dichotomy in urban and rural development. Rural areas were not developed well, and that's why differences still exist. Difference in income, difference in infrastructure widely exists there. No road connection, no communication connectivity. Gradually we are coping with it, we are overcoming it, but it was the process of overcoming is very recent. So communication gap was also there. I will show the data how the communication gap exists between big cities and rural areas. Literacy, there is a lot of difference in the literacy. Indian government has started a program also for the total literacy and literacy for all. Then livelihood opportunities are also, there is too much difference. And because of these things I am telling, because this makes an impact upon the music listening practice also. You see, I am not giving the detail of all these things. You see, how the transformation started occurring. The transformation started first of all when public service broadcasting started in India. After gradually this transformation started. You see, it means pace was fast after the public service broadcasting, like Doordarshan started expansion. Doordarshan is a public service broadcasting television, and it started by Government of India. So in 80s it started expanding. Before that, television viewership in India was very low, and there were very few stations only. So gradually people became started becoming aware of the modern practices and all this because of television. But there was only one channel. In 90s, the multiple private channels were introduced after a ruling of Supreme Court there. A lot of India became more and more globalized, you can say, because of those private channels. And now foreign channels like BBC and CNN and all these channels are also have an access. People can have an access of these channels also. So this kind of thing started on the turn of the century, and DTH, direct to home services, also made their way in India. And mobile connectivity. Mobile connectivity is now, you see the data, how much is mobile connectivity there in India. You see, wireless telephone subscribers, it is increasing in a very fast pace. It is 937.06 million wireless connections, or mobile connections are there. That is 546 in urban and 390 million in rural. So it is also said that India has a second largest mobile wireless telephone users in the world. But there is a difference in the tele density. You see, here the differences start. Tele density is 141 in urban and 45 in rural. There is so much difference, vast difference. See, and in all there are 50 million internet users, large number of internet users, 173 million, but there are only 173 million mobile internet users, people who use internet on mobile. So active, and what is the condition of rural areas? You see, active internet users are only 6.7% out of entire population of rural area. That population stands on 905 million rural population. The only internet users are only 6.7%. So the rate of the growth is very fast now. That is also on a fast pace. But still you can understand that how it is rural, our rural India, how much it is lagging behind in the use of internet. And there are in all 82 million 3G subscribers. Most of them are in city area, not in rural areas. And now music listening. What kind of music Indians listen? First of all, this is Indian classical music. Indian classical music has its own gharana, and it is also has two types. There's in northern India there is Hindustani music, and in southern India that is Carnatic music, that is called. And they have their own gharana, their own stylistics they have developed, and this gharana is transferred from generation to generation. I'm not going to give you the detail about it. There are different gharanas, and we observed that for last 300-400 years those gharanas, they follow those different kind of stylistics. Then there is a folk. Folk has a big diversity in India, so many folks. On every 100 kilometers you will find a new kind of folk music, a different kind of folk. Then film music. In the 20th century, films also became very, very popular in India. The first film in India was produced in 1913, and after that there were a lot of theatre goers, film goers. The film music is the most popular music in India right now. Then light music was also there. Light music is also called semi-classical. They have different genres like ghazal, bhajan, tumri, tappa and dadra and qawwali. Some people also enjoy this kind of music. But most popular music that is heard by a large number of people is either film or folk. Because classical is a music of the people of very refined taste, you can say. So taste elites can also. Classical music was earlier it was patronized by the princely states, and then means it needs a long dedicated practice, and it needs the development of the taste also. That's why it is not so popular, but still it exists here in India. You see. Where is some kind of background song you are listening? He is plowing the field. In what way you can understand? So it does not mean that modern technology is not there or tractors are not there, but in some backward villages there are small farms. Then people prefer to plow like that, and simultaneously he is listening music. He is listening music. What kind of music? That is Indian film music. That is that person is listening. And later on in this footage, later on you will find, I am not going to play, that he has put his mobile phone in his pocket, and that means that is not, they never use earphone, never. In villages they never use. You see, I have referred some literature in this area. That is, yes, Kumar Singh and Parikh, they have worked on folk music in India goes digital. They have worked on this area, but they have worked on a digitization of only folk music. And my research is different because I conducted research to find out what are their listening practices in rural and urban India. Then another study of Kumar and Parikh, this is new media and folk music in rural India. New media and folk music, that is also, their studies are all confined to the folk music also only. Then Smith's study is also very important. Mobile media, sharing media, he has conducted the study of media sharing. How do people share? Then there are other studies on listening music. Bersher and Hierarchies, that is a role of background characteristic music listening motives and music selection on. So all these studies I have referred, I have gone through it first of all, and then I have decided about my own topic of research. You see field sites, these are two field sites that I have taken. One is the most forward area, you can say, the globalized, the capital city of India, that is Delhi, and second one is the Sonbhadra. You see, Sonbhadra is most in the southern part, and it is surrounded on the one side it is surrounded by Madhya Pradesh, that is another province. Then Chhattisgarh is also a province, another province, Jharkhand. Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, these areas are tribal dominated areas. Sonbhadra is also highly tribal dominated area, and near about in Sonbhadra there are 14 tribals, and all these tribals have their own dialect, their own dialect. Then in Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh, that is the area that is tribal dominated first of all, very backward, and because of the problem of backwardness, Naxalites, you would have ever heard the name Naxals. They are insurgents and they are extremists, armed extremists. They are they follow the Marxist ideology and armed revolution. They struggle for the water, their resources of the jungle, the resources of the forest that is being snatched by the government and corporates there. So all these problems are there too much. So because of that, this area remains quite isolated, and that's why development, the delivery of development is very slow there. That's why I have conducted a study here only, because there is so much difference in the development of India. Some states are very advanced, very modern. Agriculture is also very modern. You see, what's the difference? Literacy, 86% Delhi and 64% Sonbhadra. Population, it is 16.8 million Delhi, Sonbhadra 1.8 million. And now see the proportion of area and population. Area of Delhi is 1484 square kilometer, Sonbhadra 6905 square kilometer. In this way, the population density is in Delhi 11,000 people per square kilometer, and in Sonbhadra only 6,905 people per square kilometer. So, and per capita income is rupees. Rupees in Indian currency, and near about one euro is equal to 71 rupees, near about. So this is 200, and per capita income is very high in Delhi. In Sonbhadra it was not exactly available, but this is near about 90,000 rupees. So there is a difference in the income also, and you see 6,000. So you see the population, it is a very, very thinly populated area. And Sonbhadra is also, it is, the farming is there, there are forest lands is also there, and it is situated on the plateau. 5 minutes only. The hill plateau of, that is called hill series of Vindhya and Kaimur. I will wind up in 5 minutes. These are my research questions. Yeah. How much difference prevails in music listening pattern and taste, urban and rural? What are the methods of acquiring music? How do they acquire music? Yeah? And how much do they spend for music? And how new technology is being used? I'll brief it. You see the pattern, internet access in Delhi, there is Sonbhadra, there is almost, among the people who listen music, it does not mean that internet does not have any access, but the people who usually listen music, they don't have an internet access on their phones. Average time spent in Delhi is half to 1 hour, and in rural areas, they have a lot of leisurely time. That's why they are not concerned about the hours, it is unlimited. And sometimes it happens that whole day they listen. Prefer to listen, in Delhi it is alone. Delhi people, they always plug in the earphone while they are traveling in metro and buses. And most of them, when the youth were asked, they told that they want to enjoy the music alone, never in group. But in rural areas, it was observed that they never put a plug, they never earphone. They always inbuilt speaker. They means that they play aloud, so that the other people who are there, they can also easily listen. So they collectively they try to enjoy music. And when this shift was in Delhi 5-6 years back, and comparatively in rural areas, this shift was very recent, or 3-4 years back. You see one other difference is there. Even in rural area, if people have a smartphone, first of all, most of the people don't have a smartphone. Even if they have, they cannot have an access to internet there. It is not easy to have an access. Most of the people have their basic phones, and in this way this is accessible. So why shifted? It was asked then in Delhi, convenience and portability, they can easily carry it on, why they are metro and they can listen music. And in Sonbhadra it was said that it is very low cost, because earlier whatever music they purchased, it was either a cassette or whatever it is. CD, the people of that area have never used. Cassette recorder they used, and they used to listen music on radio also. But radio has a very good access in that area, still this has, but they are concerned about the battery, the cost of the battery. They are concerned. But radio is, the people listen radio also, you see. And when listen, they are traveling or at leisure, and this is a big difference in Sonbhadra. When they are working also, they can listen. Content differs here. Content in music is Hindi film and Western. And I would like to say that Hindi film, the recent songs are preferred by Delhi people, while the old song is preferred by Sonbhadra people, a decade-old song. Because in recent songs, there are so much experiments and new music directors are there, and there is a fusion. So that area of rural area people, they fail to understand easily. That does not relate to their metaphors, their background, and that's why they still listen old songs. Choice and singer, since sir has indicated me to wind up, singer is important, these are other things. And favorite song, a decade old Hindi and Western in Delhi. Western is also Justin Bieber and a number of well-known bands of Western area, and the musicians, they are very, very common there in Delhi among youth. So how they acquire music? First of all, there is a internet download. Internet download is very popular in Delhi. Most of the young people I have interviewed, they don't want to spend a single penny. They always download from different kind of sites are there. So they download one by one. They don't download in bulk, rather one by one. And there is also exchange between friends. Then purchase from shop. In Sonbhadra, it was observed that they don't have an internet connectivity, and that's why they purchase songs. What happens then, in every village and in nook and corner here, a small shop is there. That is not dedicated to music selling only. They are concerned, they are grocery, or they deal with grocery, other kind of things also. So they sell the songs. So they download that song, near about 40, 50 songs. It is not calculated on the basis of GB, MB. It is calculated on the basis of how many songs. So they give 40, 50 songs against the payment of 50 or 20 rupees. I have told you 1 euro is equal to 71 rupees. So 50 or 21 rupees, 20 rupees they sell. And where from do they manage these songs? They manage these songs from headquarters, district headquarters. Again, in district headquarters, where the bigger market, people have internet accessibility there. So that is, suppose that is wholesale and this is retail. The people in big cities or the district headquarters, they sell music to these people who are the middlemen or rural area, and they get this music, they download from internet, they sell to these people, and they get it to their villages and sell it in retail to the people of villages. So actual benefit is not being taken by the producer of music. In between, there are a lot of people who are just making benefits of this kind of music. So purchasing from shop is very common in Sonbhadra. It is not in Delhi, but it is in Sonbhadra. Then FM radio in mobile. In Delhi, it was observed that most of the young people, they also listen FM radio. There are a lot of FM channels, but in India, private FM channels are not allowed for broadcasting of news. Only government, private, public service broadcasting, government channels can broadcast news, and that's why they are based on the entertainment only entertainment. And yeah, yeah. And AM radio is very popular. Amplitude modulation is very popular in rural area. Then there are mobile apps also. People just do the streaming, exchange from friends, acquire music acquired one by one in urban areas and in bulk in rural areas, because they have to purchase music. Hardly spend money in urban areas. You see, just have it. Is a stone. He is working on a stone quarry, and listening music simultaneously. He is also listening folk music.
He's also in time.
No, he is stone mining. He's working on a stone. I should play it again?
No, it's okay. I just wanted to point out that he's hitting the...
It is, these are the apps and websites from where people get music. Then, conclusion.
Will you...
Now you can see.
That online. So, perfect.
Thank you very much.